from India addressed global leaders at the event, and she had a heartfelt message after overcoming one of the obstacles that comes with being a child in an adult's world.
Yeah, that's right. Here you go. I'm fighting for my future. Losing my future is not like losing an election or a few points on the stock market. I'm here to speak for my generation and all the generations to come. I'm here to speak for the behalf of the starving children around the world who cry and go unheard.
All right, a very impressive young girl here to give us some background on this young firebrand, CW reporter Amien Asif. Very impressive young girl there. All right, how did she end up on that stage?
Well, surprisingly, she's been involved in climate activism for over a year and a half already. So this wasn't her first time giving a speech. In fact, she gave her first speech when she was 6 years old to a climate conference in Mongolia. And after she got involved in this scene through her father, who was also involved in activism, she started attending the school protests in Delhi that were called for internationally by Greta Thunberg. So there was that inspiration there. And the media picked up her story in Delhi, and she kind of rose to prominence through that. But of course, behind every world traveler who's 8 years old, there's an adult usually, and that's her father, like I said, who's he's the chairman of the International Youth Committee for Young Activists. So he definitely helped get her where she is.
Yeah, and I understand you talked to him as well. Mm-hmm. She has been very creative in her protests. Explain.
That's right. One of the things that kind of went a little bit viral on social media was this contraption that she made. She calls it the Su Kifu. I have to look it up because it's her little word that she called it. It stands for Survival Kit for the Future. And it's basically, you can see it here, it's a gas mask, oxygen mask connected to a plant. And she made this all from trash. She calls it an invention. I maybe would refer to it as an artwork. But whatever it is, it's definitely poignant to see a young girl in Delhi, which is one of the most polluted cities in the world, struggling to get oxygen.
Right, exactly. Very, very poignant indeed. Now, children and teenagers have really come at the forefront of this climate change movement. What's behind that?
Greta Thunberg has a lot to do with this, because when she put out a call for young people to skip school and protest for climate change, that resonated around the world. And you saw this also especially in India. There was a lot of kids in India who went out to protest for climate change. And this is kind of how Congo Jam got involved in it too. But of course, the UN and other big organizations have picked this up, and they're now encouraging young people to get involved. They're